Hello everybody, it's Wendy and today we are going to make a necklace using products from the December edition of the Bargain Bead Box. Now I know I made a bracelet and necklace and said I would not be making anything more from this box, but I've changed my mind. I am going to make something more from this box and I'll tell you why here in a minute. First of all, our encouraging word for today is if you think you can do a thing or think you can't do a thing, you're right. That's by Henry Ford, and what that means is it's all in the power of what you think you can do. If you think you can do it, you can. If you think you can't do it, you can't or won't. So be positive. You can do anything. Well, pretty much. You know, we can't do anything. I can't fly. Well, I could in a plane, but you know what I mean. All right, so here's what you're going to need. Bargain Bead Box is a monthly beading subscription service. It's delivered straight to your door for $20 a month. You get a great value of things in this box. They may not always be exactly what you want, or, you know, you can't meet everybody's taste all the time because we're all different, but you do get a great value every single time. I do have to say that. There's never been a box that has not been a good value, even if you don't necessarily like all the products in it. So this month, I was not highly impressed with the color because I really wanted Christmas colors and winters and blues and pretty. But these are pretty, just not Christmassy or not wintry. But I actually have been watching Marcy from Marcy Creates. I will link her channel in the description box below this video. Guys, if you're not subscribed to Marcy, you're missing out. She does amazing work with color, and she has really inspired me to mix some different colors. Now, I do have a color wheel, and you know, you need to watch her videos on the color wheel. It's just amazing what she can teach you, and I highly recommend watching her channel. Plus, I love her voice, and I'll put on her videos a lot of times at night, and actually, her voice is so soothing, it puts me to sleep sometimes. It's just a soothing, soothing voice. So anyway, so Marcy has inspired me to bring out these colors, which I really didn't think that I cared for and could do much with, and add a little to them. Now, I'm not as creative or adventurous yet as she is. Baby steps, right? Because I'm usually a pretty monochromatic girl. But I really want to start using different colors. And so I thought that these teal beads were so beautiful and looked really pretty with this red jasper. Whoops. I was going to try. Hold on just a moment. Technical difficulties. I was going to try to move my lamp over here a little closer, and I pulled it out of the plug. Pulled the plug out. Okay, so you can see these beautiful. They're teal. They're a really deep emerald green or teal. And I thought they looked really pretty with this red, this rust color. So I know it's not branching out a whole lot. Like Marcy, I think, put yellows and all different kind of colors, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. So baby steps, right? Yeah, we're going to make this this necklace. So I am using these. These both came from Bargain Bead Box. They still have these right now in their store, or Bead Box Bargains, I mean. These rectangle ones, they still have them. They may still have these. I know they have some colors in these, but I'm not sure if they have this color. But if you get on beadboxbargains.com, you can definitely get these today. I mean, they had them yesterday. I'm assuming they still have them today. And if you have not used my coupon code before, I have a $2 off coupon. It is Wendy2. That would get you $2 off of your order in their store. Or if you want to subscribe to their box and get the 30% off coupon that they give you every month, you can use Wendy2 to get $2 off your first month's box. But you can only use that coupon once. But yeah, it's a pretty good value. So I pulled these from my own stash. From my own stash as well, I have pulled 4 cord ends. So these are the kind that you stick it in there and crimp. These are the foldovers, and I would have done all the same, but I didn't have 2 more of these. And I really wanted to use these down on the part that you're going to see. I don't care as much for these, but they won't be seen. They'll be in the back. I have some chain. Now, the Bargain Bead Box sent some chain this month, but it's really tiny. It's a Rollo. Where did it go? Oh, it's up here. I'm going to use it for a different project. But it's a Rollo, and it's really tiny, and I needed bigger links. So I just pulled this chain from my own stash. I have a ring that I pulled from my own stash. This is just a, you know, rose gold-ish copper colored ring, a closed ring. Actually, it looks like it's got a split, but I don't think it does. I think it's just soldered together wrong. But, and then the toggle from the box I'm using the bead caps from the box, some of the spacers from the box, these magma beads, the 6mm these are 8 and 10mm jasper beads, and I pulled out the most interesting ones, I thought. The 2 of these barrels and some of the bicones. And then I have some 2mm leather. I got this from Antique Cord on Etsy. It's a great place to buy your leather. I've bought from them several times. They have quick shipping. They're really nice to respond if you need, you know, to talk to them. And their leather is really good quality. So this is a pretty, like a metallic gold-ish color. And that's what we're going to use for today. So you're going to need your jewelry tools. I've got my chain nose. These are tweezer nose. I need to clean my tools really bad. They have got glue on them and every other thing. Probably resin too. So bent chain nose, tweezer nose. These are the new cutters I got, and they were really good. I'm so thankful to get new cutters because they were really terrible. And then my round nose pliers, wherever they may be. Where are my round nose pliers? Have I lost my round nose pliers? Maybe they're here. No. Are those my round nose? No. Where are my round nose pliers? Alright. Well, I'm having a bit of a... I'll pull out different round nose pliers. I like these too. Alright, so these are all my pliers. You're probably going to need a few jump rings. I've got some jump rings here. This containers is called a Lockables. You can get them at Joann's or maybe even on Amazon. You have to push this little thing in to open them so they, you know, won't spill out. Really nice. I love these. Mandy gave me this. She gave me a whole bunch of them. I've had some in the past, but she gave me a whole bunch, and I've organized like everything in them. I love them. So that's that. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ring here. Let me move some of these out of the way. Oh, and you're going to need head pins. You're going to need lots of head pins. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I didn't even pull them out, so that's how organized I am in this situation. Here's copper head pins. We're going to need head pins. All right, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Just so it's out of the way. And I need to turn my video down. I'm actually editing or uploading a video in the background. I'm trying to get caught up. I've been behind since Christmas. All right, so we're going to attach this chain in 3 different places to this little ring. I am going to cut... You can do this however long you want to do it. I don't want mine to be super long. So I'm going to cut... I don't know how long that is. Let me measure. You measure and let you know. Let's see, my scissors are going to fall off. Just about an inch and just over an inch 3/4. So that's how long I'm going to make that one. The other 2, I'm probably going to do about the same. Maybe just a little bit longer. Go one longer on the others. And these 2 are going to go on the sides. And you know, an easy way to do this, let me show you, is to take this pin, eye pin or whatever pin you have, put your chain on like that, and then you can cut this evenly. Just like that. Works really good. All right, and get these little fragments out of the way, put this aside. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this chain, these 2 that go on the sides. I'm going to hook them onto this ring with a very small jump ring. Actually, we'll need 3 because I'm going to hook the bottom one on too. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hook this one on right here. And you don't need to use a huge jump ring for this. I'm just using a small one. It needs to fit over the ring, obviously, but I don't want a huge, big jump ring. I mean, you could if you wanted to. It's just a design choice. And for the beginners, this is how you open a jump ring, okay? You can see the jump ring has a little split here in it. you take your pliers and you twist this way. You don't ever pull it open that way, because this way, when you twist it open, I wish my camera would do its one job in life, which is to focus and film. Okay, see if we can get it to focus without that in the background. No, it's still going to be difficult. Good heavens, what's wrong with you? And I can't stick my hand up there. So you twist, open and closed. And that's the way that you open a jump ring. And the reason for that is it keeps its integrity. It doesn't weaken it like it does if you pull side, from the side, and you're losing some of the integrity of your jump ring. And so this is the other longer one. I'm going to insert it right on here as well. And then when you put your jump ring back, you can kind of feel it click against itself, and that's how you know it's closed. But you always want to go side to side. You don't ever want to take it and pull it this way, because it will weaken it. And it's hard to get it back that way too. It's hard to get it closed up correctly. And then we're going to hook this one onto the bottom. So here's what we've got. Okay, super cute. Now we're going to take our leather, and we're going to decide how long we want this to be. So this kind of a necklace, it is a tassel. It's going to have, some bead dangles all along here, but I wouldn't want this to be super long. I would want it to hang, oh gosh, I don't know, not super long. So I'm going to, normally I like a necklace that I don't want to hang super long, to be about 21, 22 inches. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to measure from the bottom to the top here of my little piece. Let's see how long this is. From the bottom all the way up, we are at 3.5 inches. So 3.5 from 21, 20, 19, 18, so 17.5 is what I would need to make this, okay? So I'm going to measure 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I'm going to go just at 17 because that's looking really long to me. Did I figure that out wrong? Possibly. I'm terrible at math. 17, 18, 19, 20. No? I'm going to go 16 inches anyway because it looks really long. I didn't figure it out that wrong. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go 16 inches. Still looks really long, but I don't know. Let me cut it. And we'll do the other side here. And I'll measure the whole thing. I don't know why. It just looks really long to me. Let me set this aside. Alright, so if we lay this little guy down here, and we measure this whole thing. Oh, the doorbell's ringing. Okay, so not sure where I was. The doorbell rang. It was my neighbor, so I went out and got the mail with her and talked with her for a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to measure this. So we've got 12 inches. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, that should be good. It just looked extra long for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and attach these. And I'm going to use these two little crimp ones for the bottom. There's my other piece. So these are really cool. You just put them right in here. And you want to see it come out the top, but it doesn't have to stick up very far. And then you're going to take your pliers. And I just kind of grab it right there with my thumb if I can, my thumbnail. And then you take your pliers and you just gently mash this down. You don't want to do it really hard because it can actually, cut your leather. So you just want to gently do it on both sides. Pull it, and it should be very secure. These are great little ways to use leather. Now, I don't know, I've had these for a long time. I think you can probably get them like on Amazon or Fire Mountain Gems or, any of the jewelry selling places probably has them. I think they're called crimp ends, cord crimp ends, but I'm not totally sure about that. But I think they are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and let me see if these links open, because I would like to attach this directly to the link and not have to use a jump ring. Whoops, not with those. So they do not. These are closed links. I think that one, I mean, it looks open. It is. Okay, that other one must just be a little harder. So I'm just going to attach it directly on like this. Okay. And let's see this guy. Why didn't you open? I was trying to be a little gentle because I didn't want to. There we go. It does open. I was being too gentle. I didn't want to twist the link up too much if it was not if it was soldered shut. Okay, so there you have it. Those two little cord ends on there. Okay, so now we're going to do our other end. This is super simple as well. This is just another way that you can finish off leather. I'm going to take this. This is a fold over cord end. I'm going to put my leather right into it, hold it with my thumbnail, and I try to hold it kind of in the middle. It has a little tooth there in the middle that will grip this leather. And I fold over one side, get it secure so that you can flip it without this thing coming off, but you don't want to fold it too hard. You want to be kind of careful because these things can cut your leather. You just want it to be secure on there and hold it, but you don't want to be too aggressive because you don't want your leather cut. I try to put it toward the middle. It never really stays. It always wants to go to one side or the other, but this is the part that is going to be up near the back, you know, obviously, and you're not going to really see it. That's why I'm okay with using these. I wouldn't use these down on the bottom part, I don't think. So you just give it a tug test. It is secure. And then I'm going to grab a couple more of the jump rings out. And I'm going to attach, and I think these are 6mm jump rings. I'm just going to attach my clasp. Okay, so we're going to just put our toggle on. And our bar. Now your leather will relax over time. It will not. Right now it's kind of a little wild and crazy. You can take it in your hands and just run your fingers to kind of heat it and pull it straight, but it will relax and not be quite so, you know, it'll be straighter after time. But this, we're going to put some beads here on the end anyway that are going to weigh it down just a little bit. So what have I done here? Oh, okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to make some dangles, okay? And these are the beads I have. Like I said, I picked out the most interesting ones that I thought were interesting out of, there's a piece of thread up there that is. And I may even pull out a few more, like the 8mm ones. I may even pull out a couple more. Here's one. Just trying to find the ones that have design in them or that aren't just the plain red. There's one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my head pins. I'm going to show you how to make a loop, just a regular loop. I'm not doing wrapped loops. I don't think I want to do wrapped loops. Just want to do regular loops on this. So you just put your bead on. You take your plier here. Now you could put some bead caps. Maybe we want to put some bead caps. Let's look and see. These may look better on the 8mm than they do the 10mm. Yeah, they look kind of cute. Yeah, we'll go there. So go ahead and take this, bend it 90 degrees, just like that. I like to, you know, make sure it's a sharp 90-degree bend. Then I'm going to take my round nose plier, and if you grip down here at the bottom, you're going to get a very small loop. If you grip on up, you're going to get a bigger loop. So that's why they're graduated. I usually go, I don't know, right about here. I don't like a huge loop, but it needs to be big enough to fit on there, and you come up and over. Now it looks like a question mark, so you rotate your plier up. You know what? I'm making a wrapped loop. What is wrong with me? I am so not focused right now. All right, so we bend at 90 degrees. We do not do all that. We just bend at 90 degrees. Then we're going to cut it, okay? And I cut mine, I don't know, I like smaller loops, so I don't know, I go like maybe, what is that? Not even a ½ inch. And then we're just going to roll it back. And again, your pliers are graduated, so the higher up on your plier you go, the bigger your loop is going to be. Now that didn't turn out to be the best loop because I goofed it up in the beginning. So we're going to do another one. And somebody asked me on one of my videos, I try to answer everybody's questions always, but sometimes it's really hard to answer everybody, but I do try. But sometimes I'll answer them in a video. So somebody asked me if I save the little ends of all of my head pins that I make my dangles from, and I do. I save all the little pieces because you can use them to make other head pins. So like this, I could take this and I could coil the bottom a little, or I could pound it with a hammer and flatten it, and I can use that again as another little head pin. So I do go ahead and I save all of them. Okay, so we're rolling this back. You can also make eye pins out of them. Okay, and we're just going to continue to make all of these dangles. I'm going to use some of these as well. I thought this color was really, really pretty mixed in with this. And again, I'm trying to branch out a little bit and not be such a monochromatic girl, because I have been very monochromatic, but Marcy has inspired me to branch out a little and not be such a monochromatic girl. So we'll see. I know this is baby steps. I could add a lot more color in, but baby steps. And I think I may pull out a few ball head pins. Those are gunmetal. I don't have a lot of copper. Those are bronze. Those are bronze. Maybe I don't have any copper. I thought I did. There they are. There's not very many. See how few copper ones. But I'm going to pull a few copper ball head pins out. Now these ball head pins are fairly thick. If you were using very thin ones, I would not do just a regular loop like I'm going to do here. I'm not going to do the wrapped loop. But if you, like I said, if you had very thin ones, you would definitely want to do a wrapped loop. But because these are very thin, or very thick, I'm able to do just this regular loop. I just thought the ball head pin would look nice on this little thing because he's tiny. So I'm just going to continue making some dangles. I'm probably not going to do 2 beads on a dangle at all. I'm just going to keep them all one. And what we're going to do is we're going to hang them down here and down here. So just make up a bunch. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but like I said, I'm probably just going to keep it 1 bead per dangle. You can do it differently if you want. You can add 2, you can add 4, it's totally up to your own creative control. This is just a guide to give you an idea. Okay, so I'll roll this back. And there we have him. All right, so I'm just going to make up a bunch of dangles, mixing all these beads. I'm going to put some of the bicones in, and some of these, and some bead caps. And where did my little, oh, here they are. My spacers got mixed in with my bead caps. Some of these little spacers as well. Okay, so make up a bunch of dangles and come on back. Okay, so I finished all my dangles, and as I did my dangles, I kind of just laid them on here like where I think I might want them to go. You know, it can definitely be switched up, but I am going to go ahead and attach them. So this one I'm going to attach all the way up here on the connector to the necklace, or to the, you know, the thing that connected the leather. And the hard part of this is making sure that your links get closed without like losing all this stuff that you've put on here. So I guess, you know, it doesn't really matter if it comes loose or not. Just lay it on there like you think you might want it to go, and then if you don't like the way it looks, you can switch it back up. That's the good thing with this. You can always take it apart and switch it back up. But I am hanging them from the connector, a couple of them, just because I want it to have kind of full coverage up here. And I'm just attaching it, making sure that my loop is closed. And again, for anybody that's new, the same way that you open your jump ring, you want to open your loop on here. You do not want to pull it back. You want to open it to the side like this. That is a whole lot better when you're trying to put it back on here, trying to get it on the link and close it up. It's a whole lot better to do it that way than to pull it straight open. It's a lot easier to get it closed back up. So just make sure that your loops are getting closed when you put them back, because you don't want things falling off your necklace. You're walking down the street and beads start falling off. That's never good. All right, so I'm just hanging them on. And I'm just going to hang them all on randomly, just kind of in a pattern that I like. Some I'm going to do over here, some I'm going to do over there on this side. And you can always pick your necklace up, get everything dangling like it normally would be when you're wearing it, lay it back down. And see, I just messed up all of those ones I laid out, but it doesn't really matter because they were messed up anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and hook these on right onto the chain and in the pattern that I like, and you do the same on yours, and then come on back and we'll take a look at everything, okay? Okay, so I'm attaching my links, and a couple things I'm doing. I don't know if I said that I was doing this different, but I've changed my mind if I did. I'm hanging them all from the same side of the chain because it's just making them hang easier and dangle better. And then a couple I'm going to hang from jump rings. So this one I'm going to put on a jump ring right here on the ring itself, just for some variety. So, you know, we'll close that up. And then, because I want them to, you know, I want them to hang at different levels, some of them. So I'm just continuing to attach them, some with jump rings, some without. It's just totally up to your own creative control how you want to do it. I know I want this guy on the very bottom. So I'm just trying to mix it up a little, you know, not put the same exact thing side by side. Make sure I've got some of the green evenly spaced throughout and some of the lighter tones evenly spaced throughout. And it's just totally, you know, how you want it to look. So go ahead and I'm just going to attach the rest of these, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use all of them. Like that one, I might, well, I don't know. I might put a bigger one. I might put that guy right there. This one could go over here maybe, or down here. I don't want to see how some have bead caps and some don't. So I want to kind of vary that as well. So I may put him right there. And then like maybe this guy here. So I'm just trying to even things out, space them out, and just make it look good. And I may even put him on one and use him because I like the colors on him. So just hang yours how you like it and then come right back. Okay, so I've got all of my dangles attached and I like the way that it turned out. And so let's go put it on a form so you can see it. Okay, so here we are in the light box and I like the way this has turned out. It's pretty much how I envisioned it. I do like the green, the accents that the green gives. I think it's really pretty and not too crazy. Yeah, I really like it. So thanks guys for watching. I will link Bargain Bead Box in the description box below this video. If you're interested in subscribing, I have a $2 off coupon that will get you $2 off your first month's box. If you don't want to subscribe, you just want to shop in their sister store, you can use it for that as well, but you can only use it for one or the other. And I will link Marcy's channel below and check her out. She has got some great videos on using color, just really interesting stuff. So check her out as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.